Hello, and welcome back to the Whole Journey podcast. As always, we would like to start off by thanking you all for all the support that we have received. It's been just heartwarming to hear some of the things that we've heard from you all, and it really just motivates us, I think, to keep going and keep pushing the content out there. We're back today. Last episode, we talked about closure, and we called closure a scam.
Yes, we did. But then we came to a synopsis that it might not be a scam. So
I think it may still be a scam, but we determined that it's an inside job.
You're right.
Yeah.
And so we're back today to kind of dive into that a little bit more of, I guess, what that inside job looks like and talk a little bit more about closure in romantic relationships. And I think maybe that's a little hard for us because we've been with our spouses. And so I can't remember, like, vividly the last time that I've just needed closure on that level.
Yeah.
So you may have to drive us a little bit.
See, I don't know because I don't really be getting closure because I be blocking.
You don't give an opportunity for closure.
I don't give an opportunity, but we can definitely.
Okay, so before we jump into it,
Okay.
let's read a comment that we got. And this is from Charla. She said that she agreed with Tanisha's stance on closure in relationship. That closure comes from within and allowing yourself time to heal and not forfeiting that power over to someone else is important in getting the closure you need. In regards to death and closure, when a loved one dies, I don't think you get the closure you need. I think we settle and find different coping mechanisms to just get through life. I don't know. This sister needs some therapy for sure. Us too, girl.
Yeah.
Us too.
Yes.
This was an awesome episode and very relatable topic. Great job, ladies. Thank you, Charla.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charla.
And don't feel like you alone in needing therapy. We all
Need
on the
it
therapy bus.
and use it.
Yes.
Go.
Yes. Advocate
Do
for
go.
therapy.
Yes.
So I guess I'll jump in and ask this because since you said that closure is an inside job, I've kind of started like searching that on TikTok because y'all know TikTok is my new Google.
Okay.
And so the question came to me, is closure even necessary at the end of a relationship? I guess for you, no, because you just block and keep going. But is it necessary to move
I
forward?
guess it depends on who you are and where you are in your journey in life. I feel like once you get to a space where you don't need it, it's not necessary. But there are still some people who still long for it and desire it. So I guess it just depends on the person and where you are. Like I said the last time, I'm not going to act like I've never needed closure or wanted closure because I used to be like that. But it took growth and therapy before I realized that, hey, I'm not going to get the closure that I need from them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to take me doing the work on myself to get past this.
Yeah.
So
I was
it just depends on the
surprised
person.
because when I searched the topic, it's a video of a guy came up, surprisingly, and he was like, you owe them a reason. You owe them an explanation on why you broke up with them, on why you broke their heart. And I was shocked to see that from a guy.
Yeah.
My response is not necessarily. Relationships end differently. So some of them you've been together longer, and so I think those are the ones that really want to pursue closure. And sometimes the endings are a little more rough. I have, I know somebody just this week. Well, their relationship is over, and it's because they both went to jail. Do you need closure from that one? No, the judge gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
You know. But others, you may want to seek closure because they were vague about the ending, especially if you thought everything was going well, and all of a sudden this person is ending the relationship.
Yeah.
So it depends on the person. It depends on how the relationship ended, and I want to say the rhythm of the relationship, like how y'all typically vibe, because this may just be a normal part of a person's pattern. Like you were saying, hey, I do clean breaks. I don't pursue anything after that. So if this is a person who's normally talking about their feelings and really expressive, and all of a sudden they just go cold turkey on you, you may want to pursue that one a little bit. But if you know that's that person's nature, you won't get it.
So I guess does closure really help you move forward? For me, I'll say for me, yes.
Okay.
I feel like having a reason why, or I don't even know if it's a reason why, but just kind of having closure. Makes me be able to say, okay, you know what? You know, that's how that person feels. This is how I feel. We both know it's no hard feelings. We good. That kind of helps me move forward, because I feel like when you don't do that, it's kind of like that unknown, like that. Well, I wonder how do they feel this way about me, or
just a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah. And so I feel like closure does help you move forward.
And I agree, especially when you're talking about, either romantic relationships, friendships. Maybe there's something that you get from that, like, okay, this is something that I can do better in my next relationship or my next friendship. So definitely when you do have those conversations, but it does take a level of maturity and growth to have those hard conversations.
And accountability.
As well.
I think timing is everything.
Yeah.
I think you need a few weeks to come back to the table and really talk about what happened in the relationship. Because when it's fresh, it's hard to close, and closure could be messy and you end up entangled once again.
Yeah.
It's when like the love you have for the person now is hatred.
Yeah.
Because of the brokenness that you feel.
Yeah.
That was one of my questions. What role does time play in achieving closure? For me, it's like, if it's been a long period of time, then I just would rather not revisit it. Because it's like you almost like reopen that wound. You have to live through it again. You know, like, I don't know what you advise in therapy to couples, but it's like, do you even want to go back and even talk about it at a certain point of time? Because it's like, for me, if I didn't took the time to deal with it on my own and get over it, and now a few months down the line, I don't want to talk about it again.
But how do you know if you're really over it, or are you just suppressing it?
Or you just dating everybody else? Because that's the way we typically get over relationships. We get out. We put ourselves out there.
I'm smiling because I just finished a book. It was called The Proposal, about Jasmine, I think it's Guillory. I may be butchering her last name. And the relationship in that book started because of a rebound. And then the two people that were dating, like, they had decided, like, we're just having fun. We're not going to get exclusive. And then they both started to fall in love with each other. And so that I laugh, because it's like, I think that's what happens a lot of times.
Yeah,
like, people don't even give themselves time to heal. They just
jump out there.
Jump right back out there.
Yeah.
And you hear that a lot, especially, I mean, I don't want to be like gender, but like a lot of men, you see them, like, they'll hurry up and jump in another relationship quick, whereas the women, they take a little longer to process their feelings and stuff like that. And in reality, they're just jumping to the next person to not have to deal with what they just went through in that relationship, or just to have somebody.
Ooh, yeah. I think a lot of people don't know how to be single.
Yeah, don't know how to be alone.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, but we had this
goodness.
conversation before about, like, embracing your single season, because I feel like when you embrace your single season, and it gives you the opportunity to, like, look back on what you did wrong in past relationships, it gives you the opportunity to learn things about yourself. And learn to love yourself. Like, that when you have a really good single season, I think it sets you up.
It does.
Well for your next relationship. And
I had a good one.
I don't want to spill your tea, because I'm like, you did something big recently in your single season.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it today?
If you want to.
I mean, So I guess and this is a step because this is
It
a step
is.
of
It's a big
healing.
step.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so y'all, I took myself on a solo date. I went out to eat by myself. And I was so nervous. And I was going to cry.
Yeah.
I was sitting at the bar. And y'all, I was texting them too because I was like, y'all, I'm out to eat by myself. And my eyes was just watery. I was like, I want to cry. And I don't know why. But it was just like, it was a big step. And like, you know, Keita said, like, it's just, I'm putting myself out there and being vulnerable. Like, I exposed myself in a way that I had never done before.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm really out here by myself.
Yeah.
Winging it.
Yeah,
So,
that was a
yeah.
major like accomplishment. Because I mean, I just feel like how can you know what you want from another person if you don't give it to yourself?
Exactly.
You know. And so you said you had you feel like you had a really good single season.
Yeah, I did. When I had a nasty breakup in a long-term relationship. And it started off, you know, my single season started off in dread. Like, dang, I'm back out here again. But over time, it picked up. And I was dating, and I dated multiple guys. And it wasn't like, when I say dating, I mean, I had rules. It was structured. I had... you know, we are going to public places. This is not Netflix and chilling. You finna spend them coins. It's dating. We are going to a place. So I was dating a few different guys. Like, if I had a wedding invite, which one I want to take to that? Yeah. So I was doing that kind of dating. And then I found my husband like that. Yeah. And during that time, I leveled up. I bought a car. I saved money. Yeah. Like, I did the things I wanted to do. I learned me. And so I take advantage of that single season.
Yeah, it can be good. Like, I think I truly learned who I was in my single season. Like, like who I am, what I like, what I did not like about my relationship. Now, granted, I ended up getting back with the same person. I ended up getting back.
But y'all came back as different people.
We came back as totally different
and that's
people.
so important.
Yeah. But I feel like that time period was necessary. And I feel like it allowed us to get closure on that first season of us. But like, I jumped out there. Like, I'm just like, okay, you know, we was staying together. I'm like, I'm gone. This is it. Yeah, we done. And I feel like it was liberating. Like, I feel like a real grown woman. Yeah. Like, I just, you know, I go to work, come home. I was cooking. Come home, go to work, cook, go to the gym. Just doing what I wanted to do. And I just felt liberated. Good. Like, it felt good. So, I think you should embrace that single season.
You should. Yeah. And, like, touching on what Keita said, like, dating yourself. Yeah. Dating yourself, doing the stuff that you like for yourself so that when a man comes or a woman comes, like, they just step right on in and they see how you treat yourself and they follow suit. Yeah. Because a person will treat you how they see you treat yourself. Yeah. Right. So during that single season, you love yourself, you value yourself, I don't want to say like recreate yourself, but evolve and just grow. Yeah. And
Okay. So I guess this is a good question for you. Okay. Because it's asking, is closure achieved through communication? But for you, the communication is dead. It's done. So how do you go about getting closure for yourself? If it's an inside job and you're getting closure on, you know, a relationship, how do you do that without communication? Do you think communication is vital for closure?
Yes. So going back to what Keita said, I feel like it just depends on like the time of the relationship and the kind of relationship. Now, some of these, they're not really relationships, so I can block them easily. And I don't really need an explanation. We only been talking. We're dating. There's not really real feelings there. Yeah. So I don't feel like we need to really have a conversation. Now, my more in-depth relationships where we've had years together and, you know, we've gone through things, of course we're going to want to have communication, a talk
Okay.
to close it out.
So you feel like it's not necessary to get closure in situationships.
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
I agree.
Because we haven't put in that time and those emotions to really build anything. So we don't really have a foundation.
Okay. So what if it's a situationship, and I'm talking about something in particular.
Okay.
And it's like it's been going on for a long period of time. It was never deemed a relationship. We never put a title on it, but like y'all were heavily involved. And you like, we're done. I'm done. This is it. Are you going to be able to get closure without communicating?
I feel like, and I know what you're talking about. So I feel like we don't have to have a long, drawn out conversation about it, but I can say, hey, this is what happened. This is how I feel. And I don't think this is going to move forward.
Okay.
And that's simple. I don't feel like we had to have a sit down and over
Yeah,
coffee.
because sometimes them sit downs be set ups.
Yeah.
Sit down, they be set up.
I don't recommend.
Yeah.
I think you'll just know how you feel about the person. Because we have to, and I don't even know if I qualify to speak on this because I have been married for so long, but I'm trying to think back to during the dating. All I said to those guys was, hey, I'm in a more serious relationship now, so we won't be talking anymore. I got a little bit of pushback, but the pushback is my silence.
Yeah.
I don't have to respond. You can say what you want to say, but I'm getting married.
I
So
said
I'm
what
gonna
I
marry
said.
this dude.
So I
Yeah,
take it that none of your guys never had a pull-up game.
what pull up game?
Ooh.
Like, yeah.
Pull up and do what? Get beat up? You gonna pull up and get beat up? Do you know my husband? Like, you better stop.
You have a very valid point there.
No, one guy was literally like when he found out we were getting married, and this is the person I thought I was gonna marry. Like all the cards were aligned, but it didn't happen that way. But he was threatening to come bust up the wedding, and I'm like, sir, don't do that. Stay back. Like,
abort the mission.
Right.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Reconsider.
But that's what people do when they know that they haven't really done right by you.
Yeah.
When you move forward, they see you happy again, like your light is shining. That's when they want to come back in and be like, well, I planned on, well, you didn't.
Yeah.
This other person stepped up to the plate, so you missed out.
I married the person with the tough pull-up game.
Yeah, he wasn't laying up.
No.
He wasn't going nowhere.
Not at all.
All right.
But he allowed me to have that. I think it was hard for him, but he allowed me to have that single season. It was a lot of like, so, you going to tell me where you live? Nope. Not right now. No, I'm not. You going to let me come over? No, I'm not. It was a lot of, how did you say it with the boundaries? Not
Firm.
not
Enforcing boundaries.
It was a lot of me enforcing boundaries. And I
Minding on
purposely, because I knew his pull-up game, I purposely moved into an apartment that had a gate that I have to let him in, because it's just like, no, like I need this. I guess that was a part of me getting closure. I needed that time to just be by myself.
Yeah.
So...
But I think during those periods is when you do need to enforce your boundaries, because a lot of times we end up in situationships because our boundaries are so fluid. And if we had really really good boundaries that we respected, then those kind of people that we need a lot of closure from, we wouldn't attract in the first place.
Yeah.
And I always date with a lot of I like structure, I like boundaries, and I make, I hate to say I make, but I enforce my boundaries, even with my husband.
How did he feel about them boundaries?
Oh, he didn't like my boundaries. He didn't like them at all. Yeah. But you don't have to like them to respect them.
Right.
And he was ready to walk all over them, but I knew what they were, and I enforced them pretty good.
Yeah.
Until I couldn't anymore. I tried.
So another question is, should closure be a mutual experience? Like, can you get closure by yourself, or should it be something that you all both receive? Like, should you? I mean, I guess I can't guarantee.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get closure, so I can only worry about myself.
Yeah.
But should it be a mutual experience?
It can't be. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It can't be mutual. I mean, we can't, like you say, you can't guarantee that we're coming into this, like, okay, we're both going to get the closure that we so desire. Because one person may leave with closure, the other one may leave with even more questions.
Yeah.
Because you both had different experiences in and of the relationship. Even though the same events were happening, you experiencing it differently.
So much.
Yeah.
It does. And you have to be open to the fact that their experience is not yours. And just because it's not yours doesn't make it valid.
Yeah.
So I think that's why a person can easily walk out of a relationship and not need closure.
Yeah.
But then the other person be desperately clinging to it.
Yeah. You said something there, like have different experiences in relationships. I feel like that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like in the book, going back to the book, let's safely keep it on the book. The girl, like, the guy proposed to her, and they had been dating for like 4 months, and she was so caught off guard. She, like, that was the whole thing. Like, she said no, and she was just like, where did a proposal come from? Like, we're not ready for a proposal. Like, we not even ready. Like, I don't even love you, And so it just showed how different they were in their relationship.
Yeah,
for him to be at a place where he was ready to propose, and she's like, where did that even come from?
Right.
That just goes to show that people have different experiences in relationships. So, I mean, I guess, like you said, you can't worry about another person's closure.
You
But I think, and I don't want to say guaranteeing that the other person gets closure, but when both parties have closure, it makes a cleaner breakup. Like a cleaner, okay, now I don't have to worry about you blowing my phone up, calling me blocked. Like, you know why, I know why, we good.
Yeah.
That's the part.
But even then,
You get lonely nights.
and then
You get holidays that come up. This is breakup season right now.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am. We are
When
in
Valentine's Day around the corner?
between.
They don't
So
buy gifts?
let me tell you, couples will make it through the holidays. They gonna make it through Thanksgiving and Christmas. January, clean breaks. That's why you got Galentine's Day. Because they break up.
I just thought, I mean,
They
I guess
break
it's from a
up.
female perspective.
They
Females
break
are
up.
trying to pull it together before Valentine's Day. They looking for a date. But men,
Serious relationships will weather the storms of the holidays. When the holidays are over, they break up. I'm
now
telling
you got
you
me
right
sitting
now.
here thinking back, like, how many Valentine's days was I single? Like, you have a point.
They do. I'm experiencing it.
yeah.
They break up during this time. Valentine's Day is a date because it's somebody new.
Yeah.
It's not Old Faithful. Old Faithful only get through the holidays, and then they do clean breaks. It's January. It's a year. We refreshing. We renewing. We going into our happy season. So that means getting rid of partners as well.
Yeah. You
Y'all
got
never
some clean breaks?
Y'all hadn't had the January breakup. I'm doing something new this year.
One.
You did.
You
a
did.
couple.
You
I
you
did
did.
one.
I'm telling you, it's something in the atmosphere. They break up in
But
January.
you know what? Now that you say that, and this is what, like, you was just like, I'm not doing this in the new year.
In the new
I'm
year,
telling
yeah.
you. I'm
I
telling
said
you.
that.
I've had.
I refuse.
I know for sure
And now he's still in
Three.
2023.
3 couple breakups in counseling. Yeah, it happens. That season.
I'm thinking it's like, oh, this is the season for the lovers and Cupid, but you
It
got a
makes
point.
sense.
It's the season for new love,
New dates.
not old love.
So Cupid,
lining them up.
so they allow Cupid to, get out and do his thing around this time.
Yeah, because they break up in January.
Well, I'll say. So how
That's
did
my experience anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you would know, like, cause you're talking to him.
That's a lot of couples.
Yeah.
So
So how did it feel to to New Year, New Me, No You?
It felt
You gotta put it like that.
no, it really felt like you said, like liberating, like refreshing, like peaceful, just peaceful.
Okay.
Like, ooh, I ain't gotta worry about it. Like,
So do
that
you
peace
feel
that
like you needed
comes-
closure, or you just was like, was it leading up to it? Because I think that plays a factor also.
Yeah.
If you have seen the signs
Yeah,
leading up to it, and it's just like, I don't want to say you have a checklist, be like, okay, another thing done. You know, you
yeah,
just
you keep
keep adding to the list. I think it makes it easier to the point to where you like, I don't even need closure,
right, because all this
you
don't
get-
led up to
yeah,
this point.
you getting it at the
Yeah.
end
the
of the
closure
relationship.
has been gradual.
yeah.
So
I think that plays a factor in, like you said, like them long relationships, like.
When you just tired,
yeah.
just woe out,
Yeah.
sick of the person,
Yeah.
hate they breathing,
Yeah.
like it's a done deal at this point.
And I think certain things that'll happen will be like the nail in the coffin, where it's just like,
you know,
what?
and sometimes it'd be something so small,
Yeah.
but it's like, ugh, it just give you the ick with that
Uh-huh.
person.
Ooh, when you get an ick about a person,
Yes.
I think that.
Who was talking about icks this week? Somebody was telling me about an ick.
I don't
Maybe it was
know.
a client was like somebody
That's.
getting the
I
icks.
think that's when I always knew I was done with a person.
Yeah.
Like when they start to like,
Dudes, I'm like,
you a little annoying. Like
a lot.
a
like
little slow, ain't you?
yeah, it's constant.
Slow.
Like every little thing, you just be like, ugh. That's when I think I know it's like, okay, it's time to be
Yeah,
done.
it's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you at that point you like highlighting every flaw,
Mm-hmm.
and the flaw probably already been there. You've been dealing with it, but now it's
You were just
like,
letting it flow,
Yeah.
letting it, looking
Now
over
it's
it. But
over.
now it's like, no, I can't even look over it no more
Yeah.
because here we go with something else.
right. And in situations like that, I don't even feel like closure is necessary. They probably feel like closure is necessary.
Wait, if you do a good job of masking how you feel,
Yeah.
if you don't, then it'll turn into like that constant
We talking
nagging.
about me, though.
They ready to go.
We talk about me,
That constant
how I
nagging?
feel.
No, you don't. They already know. They waiting on it.
Yeah,
They
like,
waiting on you to say, have y'all ever been in those kind of where somebody waiting on the other person to break up with them so you could just be done, but you don't want it to be you?
You don't want to do it?
Like you waiting on them to
No, I don't think
pull the plug.
I've known people who have gone through that where it's just like, I just wish he would break up with me already. But I think me, you gonna know you done got on my nerves.
Yeah.
I was waiting on a guy to pull the plug so long, and I did my fake cry on the phone. But when I got off, I laughed. I felt like he felt so bad about it. I'm just like, get it over already.
So he was calling to give you closure.
No, I just wanted to break up with him, like,
Okay.
but I didn't have a legitimate reason why. So
Yeah.
I was waiting on him to do it. So I started doing things to kind of like provoke it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
come on, you know you want to break up.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it right away. So by the time he finally got to it, I was just like, yes.
See, for
That's
me,
exactly what I wanted.
I don't know. I just be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
You done got on my nerves too bad. But for me, I'm trying to say our breakup's explosive.
Explosive?
Yeah, like I ain't
You
just
got to
had
make a
too
scene
many,
as you leave.
I ain't just had too many calm, like, I think we should be done. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Nah. Nah.
But your blocks are, that's
Well, those are situationships, so I don't really classify those as breakups.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Those aren't real relationships, so I don't put
they
the
probably
same.
felt like it was real.
My bad.
I'm just sitting like, they probably like, I really thought we had something.
Until you ask me to be your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like, yeah, with the clean breaks, like I said before, with the situationships and the talking stages and dating, those haven't been explosive. Now, in the past, yeah, I've had some explosive breakups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me for sure. Hey, you ever got broke up like you at work? Like somebody break up with you and you at work.
Can't do nothing the whole day.
It's like you can't even breathe.
Look, you be in the corner just.
I don't even know if I'm trying to think if I've had an explosive breakup. Now I've had some that hurt my feelings real bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Like it.
Yeah.
Oh, like you at school, at work, you just like, you can't even focus.
I gotta go home.
I need closure. Why? Tell me why. Why would you do this to me?
So you need closure that day?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that day, I mean, this is when I was younger. I didn't know, that you needed time, to pass by.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it's like, no, you gotta
want it
tell
right
me
now.
why.
Yeah.
I need to know why. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we breaking up? Why is this ending? Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to think.
But like you said, it was like, and then you can't get it right then and there.
Because
Because it's not going to be true. It's not going to be genuine and
It's
authentic.
not.
Yeah.
It's going to be so full of emotions and just, they going to tell you what you want to hear. So you're going to be crying in their face.
Yeah.
And they just trying to.
See, I'm not crying in nobody's face. That's I guess I become stoic at the end of a relationship.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be like, peace out.
I be weak in the
I
knees.
need to.
Well, I used to be, not no more.
But I'm a crier. I
Yeah,
cry
I
if I'm
cry
happy.
too.
I'm crying if I'm mad. So it's just like, I'm mad
Yeah.
now. And yeah, I'm crying.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of my serious ones. They weren't explosive, but gosh, they always included somebody else.
Yeah.
Them kind.
So let me ask you this, because we live in a very high technology society. They ain't like our parents. You had to pull up on the person to break up with them. Is it okay to send or give closure in a text?
The paragraph?
Yeah.
No.
It's not okay.
No.
And see, that's okay, so let me say this. And it sounds bad before I even say it. I would rather give closure in a text because it's easier for me.
Because you don't want to face the person.
Yeah. But I would rather receive closure probably over the phone. I'll be okay with over the phone.
Okay.
FaceTime. I don't think in person. I just think in person closure relationships get
Explosive.
Those conversations get explosive. Especially when I was younger, because I had to learn to keep my hands to myself. Like, yeah, in person, we just need to, no, we don't need to do that. But is it, you say no. What about you? Text. Can you send closure in a text?
You shouldn't.
You smiling like
Like she done it. That's how you know she
I
done
done got closure in a text. Like, I done got a whole paragraph.
So did you like it when you received it?
No, I would have rather that person call me
Okay.
and tell me.
Okay.
You know.
So you did. So you like me. You didn't like receiving it, but you would prefer to give it. You. Would
I said it's not right to do
Okay.
it in text. I feel like you owe. If you're going to have a closure conversation, have a conversation to where there can be back and forth. You send a long paragraph text, and then that could be it. And that person don't really get to have a conversation.
Because Lord forbid he
You
send
be-
you a closure text and then
block.
block you. Now I gotta pull up.
it.
That's what I'm like. You must have never dated somebody with a pull up game. Like just, oh, you gonna block me? Okay.
I mean, I have, but I also have I have boundaries for real, for real.
Yeah.
I don't play about them. So you can pull up all you want. That I'm just one of them people. I feel like just because you act in a way don't mean I have to match that. Like
Ooh,
I've
I'm
had
still
guys,
learning that.
come up to me in kind of a confrontational way because I didn't close. I can still ignore you in person. I don't want to talk to you. And so that's always been my thing. Like when I'm done, I'm done. There are no let's be friends, all that. Let's continue talking situationships. No, sir. Either I'm gonna get a title or we ain't gonna get nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not playing them games.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm that matching energy type. Like I'm okay. Like I'm I'm gonna give back what you giving, and that's not right.
I'm
Listen
very
to me,
tit for
ladies.
tat.
It's not right
Yeah.
at all. But that's something that I gotta work
It'll
on.
come.
Yeah,
For both of
Yeah.
us.
it's better, much better now. But
Yeah, thanks to me.
yeah. Yes. Because it's like, you said what? Okay, I got a response. Like, I'm learning now
Yeah.
to just be like, okay, you can have it. I saw a post that was like, I forgot how it said it, but it was like, I'm craving peace so much this year. Like, I'll walk off mid-conversation if you're not talking right. Like, and that's just kind of where I'm at. Just like, okay, whatever. Because Auntie is tired.
Being tired.
Yeah, tired of arguing, tired of going back and forth. Like, it's just, what we doing that for at this grown age?
Yeah, and closure can turn into that.
Yes.
So you have to be careful with that too. That we don't need a closure conversation every 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Every three
Because closure
weeks.
can turn into an argument.
Yeah, it can.
And then I feel like at that point, if you arguing, then we're not closing. Like, because
You're not going to hear each other. You're not going to get an understanding.
Yeah, somebody still cares. I guess it's okay to care. Somebody still needs to be heard.
Yes, that's really what it boiled down to.
And so I feel like,
or they needed to change. Like they want to get back in the relationship. I honestly feel like that's what closure really be about. When we say we want closure, we want to know, is the door still open? Could we still wiggle in if we need to? It's not about It's not about like literally, I want you to have peace. Come on now.
That's what I said. I feel like when people be having closure conversations, it's like,
do I still got to change?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or can you convince me that, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, so maybe we could give it another chance.
For me, I'm so like self-critical. Like, I be needing to know, like, what did I do wrong? Like, because it'll eat me up if I don't like. I would rather you tell me I was a horrible girlfriend and this is why, than to leave me wondering. Like, we can be done. I'm good with being done. Like you said, like, I've been waiting on you to break up with me.
Ooh.
But I still, like, because for my own mental health being, like, I need to know, like, well, why?
That's not called closure. That's called an exit interview. And we do that for jobs. That is an exit interview.
Yeah.
Please tell me how I rate as a girlfriend.
Yeah. That's but
You
to
want
me,
that feedback?
Yeah. Like, okay, so you're
Would you
breaking up
trust
with me.
that feedback, though? Y'all breaking up. Are you trusting him to
I
give
think
you
it de-
honest feedback
I
about
think it
how you were, who
depends
you
on
were?
the situation. Like, if I feel like if it was just a horrible relationship, then I don't care what you got to say. I don't even want closure. But I feel like if it was one of those relationships where it's like right person, wrong time, then it's like, yeah, I want to know what you think. I care about what you think.
Okay. I can see that. I get a kick out of knowing, like, somebody willing to bust up my wedding. Like, I get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now you see my worth.
Yeah.
Now you see.
Yeah.
So I think he would assess me very well.
Yeah.
But then there are other relationships, like the guy I was doing things intentionally so he can break up with me. He probably think I'm the worst person on the planet. Like, how is she a therapist now? Like, what happened with her? I wouldn't dare go see her. I ain't sending no clients.
Yeah.
So I feel like in some relationships, you just show up differently because you're in a different space in your life.
I am a firm believer of everybody gets a different version of a person. Like, that whole thing, like, I don't know why she with him, because sis,
he grew up.
He don't treat me the way he treats you.
Yeah.
I don't get that version of him.
Or I require something different of him, or I bring out something different in him.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. And just because it didn't work out with this person, that does not define who they are as a man or a woman.
Yep.
Like, you just wasn't the right one.
They say it's like everybody's the villain in somebody's story.
That is so true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ooh. So I guess if you never get it from the person, what steps do you start to take to do it on your own?
first, I think it starts with self-reflection. You know, assessing, you know, the relationship, what you know, did, some things that you can call out about yourself that happened, some things that be like, oh, you know what, when this situation came up, I could have handled it this way. Or I could have, you know, did this instead of the way I reacted. And just, like I said, just self-reflection with yourself, taking that step and then doing the work, going to therapy.
Yeah.
Being by yourself.
Yeah.
So that you don't, what they say, hurt people.
Yeah.
So if you don't do the work on yourself, it's going to continue to be a thing.
Yes.
So take
and
the
I
time.
think that hurt people is a result of not adequately closing on your last relationship.
Yes.
Like
I
when
think
you,
so too.
When you don't close that door, you just kind of, you bleed on the next person. And that's what,
I was sharing with someone that if your opener for your new relationship is to discuss your old partner, you're not ready for a new relationship.
Yeah.
You need to go talk to some friends.
Yeah.
Because that
But
should
do
not
people
be.
really do that?
Yes, they
Like,
do.
I don't want to talk about my last relationship and my new relationship.
It's
That's weird.
It's almost like it's a standard part of the dating questions. You know, like, well, how'd your last relationship end, or you know, that type stuff. Because I think people feel like they have to make their case that they'll be different from the last person.
Yeah.
So it is part of the dating question lineup.
Yeah.
But I would encourage you to refrain from it.
Because they just going to put up a facade
Yeah.
to just prove to you, oh, I'm not like that person. And then once they get in, the mask
see it.
falls off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
That's true.
but I think a lot of that has to do with the things that you allow in the first place.
Yeah.
Like everybody that you date or that you meet is not a narcissist. You just got weak boundaries. And you need to embrace that and work on it. Like you allow people to walk all over you. You know, you don't stand up for yourself. That doesn't mean that they have a disorder. That means that you need to be looking at something in you. Because if you pull this behavior out of everybody you date, you the common denominator.
Yeah.
So
That's tough. I think that's like, it's what you said. And I used to tell my husband that when we were single, like, stop talking to me. Stop talking about me to whoever it is that you're dating. Because and it was crazy because we still joke about this, like, what did you used to say about me? You know, like, because I always knew, because I would get a friend request.
Yep.
Like, they gonna add me on social media, you know, and it's just like, why, if you're choosing to date somebody, which he knew he had already found his wife, he was just running.
Yeah, just,
But if you dating them, why I gotta come up?
So that proves my point. If the other person is coming up, you hadn't healed.
Yeah.
You're not ready to be out there. You need to be talking to some friends or some homeboys.
Yeah, because I think, going back to your point, all it does is, we have talked about this multiple times, you know, when our spouses try to say, well, you know, nobody ever said this about me. It's they just told you what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So if you are if you're leaving a relationship and you're going to the next person and you telling them, you know, I didn't like that my ex ate chicken all the time, and
I'm a pescatarian.
I was just about to say that. I don't even eat chicken. I don't even eat chicken. You ain't got to worry about that for me because I don't even eat chicken.
Yeah, and the whole time, every time you drop off at home, she get there eating her pot pies. Like, don't even, like, that's why I'm just like, I don't, and I was, when me and him weren't together, if I did date somebody else, like, I didn't play that, like, no, you're not going to talk about them, you're not going to disrespect them, like, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about them, but you're not going to talk about them either.
Yeah.
I guess I should have known that I wasn't done either at that point, but I mean,
you standing beside him.
and that's my man, and I was standing beside him. I can talk about him, but you can't.
You better not say
Better not
nothing.
talk about them.
But
Got
I
that
just,
right.
I didn't. No, we not talking about a last relationship.
Yeah.
That don't even matter to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want you to talk about your last relationship. Like, that should. I don't care.
It starts the comparison.
Look, with her, you ain't got no need to talk about your last relationship because my best friend and I already found her.
She done found everybody. I don't know who your great grandma is.
I think it leads to comparison too.
Yeah.
And we don't need that. You're trying to start a new relationship and get secure in that one. So you don't need the ideal of the last person in your head.
And you don't want to know, like, say that they weren't the best partner to that last relationship. You don't want that stain on, in my mind of, dang, this is how you treated the last girl. So it's just like, you just open so many doors and just let it flow.
Okay.
That doesn't have to be discussed.
Right.
Because you're not that same person. I would hope not. You're not the same person in starting this relationship that you were in your last relationship.
Yeah.
So.
Would y'all say that there is a set time you should wait between relationships before you jump out there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know what
would you
that
give it?
set time is. I can't say like 6 weeks to 8 weeks to 6 months. I can't say that, but I think that you need to take time to heal. You need to take time to make sure you over that person. Like, you're not checking their social media to stay up to date on what they doing no more. Like, you are done. Because I just feel like it's not fair to the next person until you are. Like, we can't set that time. You'll know when you over that person.
Right.
Do you get rid of their stuff?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm
you
asking.
And if you don't come pick it up,
it's in the trash.
the waste. Sanitation is picking it up.
Yeah. So, because, like, no, you cannot move on and have Joe coming over to visit and Trey toothbrush still in there. Like, no.
But what about things that they give you? The gifts. Do you get rid of the gifts?
No.
It depends on what the gift is.
This is controversial, and I'm asking this because what was Michael Todd when he was talking about like strong? Well, we talking about strongholds now.
Yeah.
How different things have attachments, and so you keeping this necklace that this person bought
depends on
you.
the
I gotta throw away my toupee because we ain't together no more.
It depends on the gift, though.
I'm not.
Because Reggie bought me a car, and we broke up. That car was staying. I was not, like,
See, wait. See how there are guys out there who will buy you a car?
There are.
Yeah.
He did it twice.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we just
I'm not
wasn't
saying
married.
go date a person because they can buy you different things, but don't settle. Do not settle.
Don't settle.
Settle.
The guys are out there. And we gon' pour some chlorine or something in the dating pool. We
Clean it up a little bit.
just to clean it up a little bit, and we're not gonna lose hope on it.
Oh, no. Keep hope alive.
I'm telling you, I think this your year. This your
It
season.
is.
Like I see you advocating for you and being
Yes.
less open to compromise. I
Yes.
think when you get the courage to stick to your guns, you're gonna attract exactly who you need.
Yeah.
You're gonna attract that.
Yeah. I'm excited for you.
Me
Excited
too. Me too. I'm super excited about it.
I can't wait to show them engaged, Tanisha. Tanisha,
Well, we gonna be
engaged.
crying. We gonna be crying.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, this is it. This is closure in a nutshell. We can't set a certain time, and you don't necessarily require the other person to do anything. You work on it yourself, but you most definitely, I think we can all agree, you get closure on the first relationship before you move on to the next.
Yes.
Right.
That's the mandate. So
Not out here bleeding on everybody.
that's true. That is so true. So this is it. Closure's an inside job. Once again, we want to continue to thank you all for joining us on this journey. If you have any questions or any feedback, if you want to hear us answer a question, Feel free to drop us a comment, send us a DM, shoot us an email. You may want to remain anonymous and you have a question for the therapist. That's fine as well. We would love to hear from you all. Until next time, I am Breonna.
I'm Meketia.
And I'm Tanisha.
And
this is
the Whole Journey Podcast.